I found out about the rest when I woke up 7 hours later with bruises on my solar plexus and the hangover from hell, staring up at the bottom of a hard, flat cot that looked like it had been hung on the bulkhead with bookshelf brackets, then decorated by the kind of graffiti artists that normally frequent men's bathrooms. Turning my head, I found out that someone had decided that my ear could use some rearranging. I winced like a girl, I admit it, or like a little boy, like someone who hadn't grown a pain threshold yet, at any rate. And that drew a, "God damn, dude, are you finally awake?" from the bunk above me. "If that's what you call it. Oh, God." I tried rolling over the rest of the way. Before I got all the way over, I heard, "Don't stand up too fast." But I heard it too late. Instead of popping up to sitting, I smacked my head on the underside of the bunk above me and went tumbling to a slow sprawl against the floor. I hadn't been queasy before I sat up. Now my inner ears were doing the samba, trying to catch up with my body. "Oh, don't tell me," I said. "The security office is up near the hub. 3 down from dead center." I flipped over and stayed laying on the floor. Jeff stuck his head out over the edge of the second bunk. "You look like hell." I reached up and touched my face, managing not to move anything other than my arm. The side of my eye, and pretty much all around it, burned like my fingers were on fire. I gave up makeup when I was 8 and figured out I wasn't really a girl. I like to check every so often and make sure it still doesn't fit. "What happened?" He filled me in. When he got to the point where the guy whose face I washed cracked me across the skull with his chair, someone from the next cell called out, "Christ Jesus, won't you two shut up? Some of us are trying to sleep in here." Jeff shouted, "Sorry," before I had a chance to find a piece of my mind to throw at the cuss, so I laid back on the floor, comfortable as any bed in gravity this low, and closed my eyes and pretended I was space diving. Low gravity normally doesn't get me down, and I never get drop sick, but I normally don't drink enough for 5 hangovers and then beat my head against furniture before I jump out an airlock either. A man's doing all right when his body obeys him, even when it doesn't want to, right? After a while I heard Jeff moving around, then his boots plinking on the deck, and the vacuum pump on the toilet. God love him, he was trying, but every little sound was like he was twisting screws at the base of my skull. "Hey, brother," he whispered, bumping my side. "Have some of this." I cracked my eyelid open and pointed a shy pupil at him. He was holding a plastic cup. "Go on, it'll help." "Water?" He nodded. "With hangover powder." "Bring it." I closed my eyes and batted my hand around until Jeff caught it and shoved the cup into it, then got to play the equilibrium game by trying to drink in low grav with my head spinning and my stomach doing the cha-cha. I even won. Didn't spill so much as 2 drops. Might not be a real sport, but when I'm hungover, I'll take my gold medals where I can get 'em. After 3 swallows, I was ready to brave my ear canals. I sat up. "Better?" "Scrats, dude." I resisted the urge to rub my face. Now that I wasn't trying to rearrange the universe with my headache, my face blooms were putting on a symphony for me. "What did you say he hit me with?" "Chair." "Wait, that one he was sitting on?" "The very one, Suave Rob." "Damn." This time I did rub the wound, and got the reward of a hot blood rush everywhere. Gotta love pain-gate endorphins. "So when do we get out of this roach motel?" "Morning." "We're on a space station. What do they count as morning around here?" "About 3 hours." Jeff yawned. "So why are you up?" He shook his head. "Couldn't sleep. You got me thinking." I snorted, then laughed. Then it got away from me and I laughed loud enough to get the other cell shouting at me again. "Hell spells, brother. Whatever I said, it was the beer talking." "I don't think so. You didn't go to college, did you?